Now, of course, with Lucy, she's 25. She's still in good health. She needs a little bit of maintenance. She maintains her weight. So we're a long time from the point where we need to make that decision for her. But at some point, it's going to come. At some point, it comes for every horse. So Lucy's going to be insulted that I'm using her as a prop for this video. But yeah, she gave me the eye. But she's just a prop. This don't apply to Lucy. But I want to talk about making end-of-life decisions for your horse. Something really hard to do, something really not a lot of people put a lot of thought into just because it's hard. You don't want to. And Lucy is the oldest horse here. That's why I grabbed her. She's 24, I believe. And we actually tried to retire her when she was 21, I believe, 21 or 22. We tried to retire her. But actually, when we did that, her health went down. She got worse. So she's back in kind of semi-work, giving lessons and that kind of thing. But she's got a few things some older horses deal with. She's got a little bit of navicular. She's got gets a little bit of sore hocks. Just typical stuff that an older horse would deal with. But every horse gets old, and at some point, they're going to pass away. And it ends up a lot of times in the owner's responsibility to decide at what point to go ahead and end the suffering for the horse. And it's going to be a little bit different for every person. It's going to be a little bit different for every horse. But there's things that you have to consider. And one of the things is the quality of life for the horse. I've seen horses with something like heaves, which it just takes all the effort the horse has just to breathe. Heaves is basically asthma for horses. And when it gets really bad, the last stages of heaves, the horse can't eat, he can't drink, he can't do anything because he takes all his effort to breathe. And a lot of times they lose weight. And so there's health issues like that you have to deal with. There's physical issues like sometimes feet issues that are just really painful that can't get better. And with a lot of older horses that would basically die of what you would say natural causes, their organs all start to shut down. The intestines don't bring nutrients from the food anymore, and basically you're pumping a whole bunch of food into the horse, and the horse just isn't getting anything out of it. So you have to think about the quality of life for the horse. And you don't want to think about it, but you also have to put some thought into expense, your expense too. And you don't really want to bring it down to a money thing, but people have limited supplies of money. And spending $5,000 to keep a 30-year-old horse alive for another year might not be a good financial decision. You have to look at what the prognosis of spending that money on the horse is. Now, spending $5,000 to keep a 5-year-old horse alive, yeah, I mean, that's a no-brainer, easy question. But $5,000 to keep a 30-year-old horse alive, that's something you've got to think about. And at some point, every horse is going to pass away. And I've seen people that couldn't bring themselves to put their horse out of the suffering, out of the horse's suffering. And it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch because the horse is suffering, and it's hard to watch because the owner is attached to that horse. And to a lot of people, horses are like our family. And you don't put a family member down because they're suffering, and some people don't want to put an animal down because they're suffering. So that's a personal preference there. But it's something you need to think about, especially if you own an older horse. There's a lot of considerations to talk about when that is. Now, of course, with Lucy, she's 25. She's still in in good health. She needs a little bit of maintenance. She maintains her weight. So we're a long time from the point where we need to make that decision for her. But at some point, it's going to come. At some point, it comes for every horse. So think about that. Put some thought into it. Don't wait until you're in that position before you've thought about it, because it happens. It happens to every horse. So put in the comments. Tell me about your horse. Have you had to put a horse down? I've had to put a couple down because of age, and it's hard because they're like family members. And let me know what experiences you've had. Until next time, thank you for watching.